The form arrives as part of a routine application update, a statutory declaration attached to an email from the licensing department. You're told your file can't move forward until it's signed and returned. You print it, sign at the bottom, scan it back, and hit send. The action is clear. You signed and submitted a statutory declaration. At the time, it feels procedural, a box to tick, a sentence confirming what you believe to be true. You're not changing anything. You're not negotiating terms. You're just confirming details so the process can continue. The application progresses. You receive acknowledgement, a reference number, a note saying your documents are complete. It feels like momentum, like things are finally moving in your favor. Then a complication surfaces, a discrepancy. Something in your record doesn't match the declaration exactly. It's minor. From your perspective, a date, a detail, an interpretation. You assume it can be clarified with a quick explanation. The response you get is different in tone, measured, formal. It doesn't ask what you meant. It points to the declaration you signed, the wording you confirmed, the statement you declared to be accurate. That's when the balance shifts. The declaration isn't treated as a summary. It's treated as a position, the starting point for assessing everything else. The assumption now leans toward what was signed, not what you later explain. The burden quietly moves in your direction. You try to correct the detail. You explain the misunderstanding. You provide context. The answer that comes back doesn't accuse you of dishonesty. It simply notes that the declaration was signed as complete and true at the time of submission. The first narrowing happened the moment the document was returned. There's another version of this in employment, an internal investigation form, a conflict disclosure, a statement confirming no outside interests. You sign because, to the best of your knowledge, it's accurate. You're not trying to conceal anything. You're trying to be transparent. Later, when a question arises, the signed declaration is retrieved. It becomes the reference point. The assumption isn't neutral anymore. It tilts toward the written statement. Any deviation has to be reconciled against what you affirmed earlier. And reconciliation isn't the same as explanation. A second tightening follows. You're told that decisions were made relying on your declaration, that approvals were granted, that actions were taken. The document didn't just record your view. It allowed the process to proceed on the basis that everything in it was settled. Reversing that doesn't simply mean updating a detail. It means unsettling the decisions built on top of it. What makes this unsettling is how routine the declaration felt. It wasn't a contract negotiation. It wasn't a dramatic hearing. It was a form attached to an email. Sign here to confirm. Return by Friday. You complied. The mechanism underneath isn't about catching you out. It's about reliance. Once a declaration is signed, the system treats it as the stable foundation. The default assumption moves toward what was affirmed. Later clarifications don't reset that baseline. They have to push against it. By the time you realize that, the ground is already angled. The hardest part is recognizing who this catches. Not reckless people, careful ones. The ones who answer honestly and promptly. The ones who assume good faith will be enough. The reversal is this. The declaration you signed to keep things straightforward didn't just confirm facts. It reweighted the assumption itself. And the part of you that wanted to be clear is the same part the process now reads as having locked the story in place.